Today I would like to show you how to replace a damaged screen door using the Phifer Pet Screen kit. The kit comes in two different forms. The first form is the roll form, and the second form is the folded form. Each kit includes a spline roller, the spline, and instructions. The additional tools you'll need for this project are scissors, a tape measure, and a utility knife. Another additional tool that you will need is a roll of masking tape to hold the screen in place. We're first going to begin with removing the damaged screen from the door. To do this process, all you need to do is remove the spline from around the edges of the screen. And most of the time the spline could come out easy. If not, you can use a utility knife to get the spline out of the crease. Once all the spline is removed, the screen should be easily removed. The next step that you'll need to do is to make sure that your door is in a secure place. That way it doesn't move when you're trying to rescreen it. Then you'll need to get the screen, and you'll need to determine how much of it you'll need to rescreen the door. Just do a few inches above and below and make sure the width is fine for the door. Once you get the amount of screen you'll need, then you'll just have to cut it. Okay. Sometimes it's easier to go ahead and pre-tear your masking tape. Once you position the screen over the opening, you'll just grab your pieces of masking tape and secure the screen in place. Try and make sure that the screen is straight across the door. Once the screen is in place, you'll then begin with installing the spline. Before you install the spline, sometimes it's best to go ahead and put the screen in the groove. This is done by using the non-concave part of the roller. And you just put it in place and push to get the screen to go inside the groove all the way around the door. Make sure that you pull the excess screen tight so there's no wrinkles. Once the screen has been placed in the grooves, then you'll get your spline. You'll start with the end, and it's best to work from top to bottom. And you just kind of position it in, and then you're going to use the other side of the roller that's got the concave part. You'll position the spline down in the groove of the roller, and then just start installing. When you turn the corners, you can either cut the spline or you can just kind of bend it and put it into the groove. Sometimes you'll have to use a straight head screwdriver if the spline is a large spline. Once the spline is completely in place, you can take your utility knife and cut the excess off. And then you can remove the tape. Make sure that the screen is nice and tight and everything's straight before you go ahead and cut the excess screen off. Remove the tape, and then you can begin with using your utility knife to cut the excess screen off. Make sure that you stay within the groove, and you just kind of put your blade on a 45-degree angle and press firmly and run along the spline. Once all the excess screen is cut off, make sure that you go around the corners and around the spline and make sure there's no spline that needs to be tucked back in, or that there's no any excess screen that needs to be cut off. Once you have finished this, you have completely re-screened your door with Phifer Pet Screen, which is 7 times stronger than the traditional insect screen.